Did Nostradamus predict 9/11? No. That was quick. And now we better go into more detail. I'll do my ominous voice again. This is Nostradamus predicting 9/11. At 45 degrees, the sky will... I'm going to drop the voice. At 45 degrees, the sky will burn. Fire to approach the great new city. In an instant, a great scattered flame will leap up, when the one will want Normans to make proof.
It could be the devil, like the fire is the devil running through a little city, place, town, whatever you say. There's somewhere where people live.
Well, apart from that last line, I can see where people are going.
The last line is complete nonsense. We'll see why in a minute. Feu approché. Well, I'll read you the French. 5 et 40 degrés, ciel brûlera. Feu approché de la grande cité neuve. Instant grande flamme éparse sautera. Quand on voudra des Normands faire preuve.
Yeah, you're going to have to read that again.
So, the first line then, at 45 degrees the sky will burn?
Yeah, that's all right. Feu approché de la grande cité neuve. Fire shall approach the great new city. Now, new city, everybody assumes it's New York. Why not New Orleans or New almost anything else?
Yeah, Naples.
Actually, Naples is what he's talking about, yes. Violently a great scattered flame shall burst forth, when we come to this last line, when they shall attempt to try conclusions with the Normans. Now, what the Normans got to do with New York? It's this marvellous French city.
What has 45 degrees got to do with New York? Because I looked, and 45 degrees is bang on the border with Canada.
Yes, it's
directly north
New
of
York's
New York.
41 point something, I think. Nostradamus means whatever I want him to mean. That's the usual thing, isn't it?
The literal translation, I mean, it's very unclear what he's talking about. It certainly doesn't sound any less like he's talking about 9/11 than it does in the Nutter's translation, but then it doesn't sound like he's talking about it in the Nutter's translation without stretching it unbelievably.
Yeah, that's the last line, when with the Normans their conclusions, right? It just doesn't fit at all, does it? What it's all about is, once again, he's projecting into the future an event that happened in the year 1212. The Norman capture of Naples. No, it isn't then, it's even 1139 it was. 1139, when the Normans captured Naples, when there was also an explosive eruption of nearby Vesuvius for June 1st to the 8th.
Which is in 187, which we'll come to in a moment.
Yeah, so that all fits with that quite well. 97.
So you've also got fire to approach the great new city.
Yeah, so fire shall approach then the great new city.
It doesn't say, I mean, he doesn't have to say aeroplanes will approach and then there'll be a fire. He could say big metal birds. No. The fire didn't approach. The fire was very much something that it was there. It didn't approach. You don't say, here comes fire, do you?
That's right.
The fire doesn't happen until the airplane gets there.
Here's Robert's version. The heavens shall burn at 5 and 40 degrees. The fire shall come near the great new city. In an instant a great flame dispersed shall burst out. It's not too bad so far. When they shall make a trial of the Normans. You see, it's the Normans that are the things that get in the way all the time.
These first couple of lines definitely sounds like either a big fire, like a forest fire, or a volcano, because this says the sky will burn.
That's
you
right.
don't look at 9/11 and say the whole sky is burning.
That's right.
Even if you don't know what an office block is, you wouldn't say the sky was burning.
No, and we know that there was an eruption of Vesuvius in the year when the Normans were attacking Naples. Here's Erica Cheatham. The sky will burn at 45 degrees. Fire approaches the great new city. Immediately a huge scattered flame leaps up when they want to have proof of the Normans. That's what gets them the whole time, isn't it? Let's have a look at what Hogue says at 45 degrees.
Charlton!
The sky will burn. Fire approaches the great new city. Immediately a huge scattered flame leaps up when they want to have verification from the Normans, the Northern Bloc. So
the word Normans is definitely in there. So even these people, they can't really twist that to mean terrorists or Bin Laden or anything, can
that's
they?
That's it. No, it's to do with, I try and fit it in with the history of New York, but New York was a Dutch settlement, so I don't see how that fits in at all.
Right, and so we've also got the other one about 9/11, apparently, Century 1, Quatrain 87. I'm going to drop the... No, I'll do the ominous voice again. Or
All
maybe
right.
I'll put some echo on it in post. Earth-shaking fire from the centre of the earth will cause tremors around the new city. Or I've got another translation here which says, will cause the towers around the new city to shake.
God.
Yeah. Two great rocks. Oh my God, that's the World Trade Center. It was two big stones, two big rocks. I can see it in my... Two great rocks will, I've dropped the ominous voice, will war for a long time.
Oh.
Then Arethusa will redden a new river.
After all, they didn't know what towers were in Nostradamus' day, did they?
Well, you would have had the word for glass and the word for building.
Well,
You didn't
tower
have
as
to-
well, yes. Yeah.
Even in his day, you wouldn't look at the World Trade Center and say, that's a great rock, that is.
Right.
I don't believe it means 9/11 at all, but this seems to be earth-shaking fire from the centre of the earth. For one thing, the fire didn't cause any earth-shaking on 9/11. It wasn't from the centre of the earth, even though they claim, okay, well, jet fuel comes from oil, which is mined from in the earth, but certainly not the centre. They've also used centre of the earth. They changed earth to world, centre, world
Well,
trade centre.
that's possible, yeah.
Will cause tremors around the new city. Well, you know, you'd think if a building fell, it would probably cause the tremor in the city.
Yeah, that's one of the good points.
You know, if the two great rocks of the World Trade Center, how are they warring for a long time?
For a long time, especially, that's the thing.
And you know, even if he's referring to the time between them being hit and them falling as warring for some reason, then how did they get a long time? I believe it was about 45 minutes.
Something like that.
And then Arethusa, well, we forget the Arethusa bit for a moment.
Well, I won't read you the French, but you'll be able to see that too. Let's take what Roberts says. No, we won't bother with Roberts. Let's look at Cheetham. 187. Earth-shaking fire from the centre of the earth will cause tremors around the new city. Two great immovable powers will war for a long time. That's the deux grands rochers in line 3. Then Arethusa will redden a new river. So we're getting stuck on this deux grands rochers, which looks as if it means two great rocks. Let's have a look at Hove. 187. Earth-shaking fire from the centre of the earth will cause the towers around the new city to shake. Oh dear. Two great rocks for a long time will make war, and then Arethusa will colour a new river red.
I just made pizza.
This is the towers. They keep bringing in the towers. Fera trembler autour de cité neuve. Autour de is a French expression meaning around. It's got nothing. It's a masculine expression. Autour de. It's got nothing whatsoever to do with tour meaning tower. And yet again and again, people come up with.
So I'm just having a look to see what His Holiness has to say about how he's. Oh, I can't even read it. It's crap.
They will do this. They will, because they want it to mean tower. They take autour de and assume that it means towers, and it simply means around.
So we got a more accurate translation.
Right.
Starting with this first line: earth-shaking fire from the centre of the earth. What have we got for that?
Right. Earth-shaking fire from the centre of the earth shall cause earthquakes around the new city. Two lords shall wage a fruitless war. I'll explain that in a minute. Then Arethusa, who is the nymph of springs, shall redden a new river. That's presumably of lava. This third line, deux grands rochers. It's well known that deux grands, for a start, is the French lords at the time. Two big ones, two lords. Rocher feront la guerre is faire la guerre au rocher is a French expression meaning to make war on the rocks. In other words, to do something to waste your it's wasting your time.
Ferrero Rocher.
No, it's wasting your time making war on the rocks. So two great lords shall waste their time, struggle fruitlessly for a long time.
In the old French, that is a common saying.
Even in modern French,
you're just waging war on rocks.
That's
as in, you're wasting your time.
That's it.
So far from 9/11, what we've got is volcano's going to erupt, bit of earth shaking going on. Two lords are going to waste their time having a war, and then there's going to be a red river for some reason, which presumably would be lava.
And of course, this is an ancient manuscript's description of the first known lava eruption in 1036 of Mount Vesuvius, overlooking Naples, when the Lombards of Capua and the Byzantine dukes of Naples were at war over the city.
Now, is it right that we know that Nostradamus often referred to Naples, and he often referred to it as the new city?
He did indeed, yes.
And
This
is the
comes up.
Naples and from Neapolis
Naples
or
is
something?
Neapolis, which is Greek for new city.
New city,
Neapolis. Yes.
So basically nothing to do with New York.
He loves translating names of places into their old equivalents, and makes a complete mess of it sometimes. But
So is that presumably just to give himself a sort of air of pompous
well, I suppose
academia?
so. Yes.
So, in summary, do you still think Nostradamus predicted 9/11? If he had, why did so many people turn up for work that day?
Yes. He didn't predict it until 2001. That's the extraordinary thing, you see. And
Gen-
all of a sudden, he predicted it.
Generally, I find that if the place where you work is going to explode or burn or collapse in some way, and somebody knows about it, anybody, you generally have a sick day. Or, the building will be closed. They close the building for, like, asbestos. They would close the building for imminent destruction, surely. Health and safety.
Moreover, if it had been predicting that event, as all the commentators say, why didn't they inform the authority? Don't you think they should all be arrested?
I would think so. So, in short, did Nostradamus predict 9/11? If by that I mean he predicted that there would be an 11th of September that year, then probably anyone can predict that, but no, he didn't. No. Now go watch the crappy videos on the related videos list.
Should we have a break then?
Yeah.
I made a pizza.